Oh my god, he did it! Alright, y'all. So y'all, I know y'all been waiting for this video because it's been a minute. I know y'all probably waiting for me to post a good video because I know y'all getting tired of me posting shorts. But what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. Excuse the audio in the background, but we finna take a walk. First of all, welcome back to the channel, YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But we're gonna talk about something that I haven't said significant about. Y'all might see me post a couple of videos or whatever, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about this ice barrel. So first of all, this is the Ice Barrel 400. I'm gonna give y'all a full tour, and we're gonna talk about different things on it. Okay, but I had to pop it up for a second. So first of all, it's been a year and a little bit of change since I purchased my Ice Barrel for cold plunging. Like those who followed me before, y'all know that I had set up my own DIY in the back with a full pump, which is still back there, but it's definitely not in use anymore. But now I still have my Ice Barrel, so we're gonna go around. We're gonna do a full tour real quick again and talk about it. So we're gonna talk about it. So this is the Ice Barrel. I still have it. It still works. It's fully functional. As you can see, it's still functioning pretty good. I just took the last time I took an ice bath was Saturday night, and tonight I'm gonna take an ice bath and get it squared away. But this is my Ice Barrel. This is really my DIY setup. All right, talk about it. So this is the Ice Barrel. This is with the Ice Barrel 400 conversion or whatever. These are the step stool right here. And since then, they added a chiller, but I got this way before the chiller was even added. This needs to be sprayed off, but this is my Active Aqua water pump. And this is the filter on here. Like all this needs to be sprayed off. So, and this right here is my Vevor chiller. It's a one quarter chiller. So, we're gonna break down every aspect of it, but right now you should have tipped at 51 degrees. This was my original thermometer that I got with my Ice Barrel maintenance package, but it officially broke. If something happened to it, it's not working. And then I got all the pipes and tubing, but it needs to be cleared off. But we're gonna sit down and we're gonna talk. So I know those that follow me on social media is probably wondering if I still use this cold plunge setup. All right, so I use it in different ways. So first of all, you already know the business. It helps with inflammation, helps with relaxation, helps with recovery. So usually if I take an ice bath either in the morning and afternoon, I'm always ready to go. And especially with the age, it helps us out. Like I'm 33 years old right now, and I know it's a lot of tons of people in the world that are younger or older than me, and they seem to be rejuvenized. It gives you a different sense of energy. If you're sleepy, jump in the cold plunge, and I give you that sporadic energy. All right. I don't take because I work out, because I'm in the process of losing my weight again. I don't take my cold plunges. I don't take a cold plunge after I lift or immediately after my workouts. I usually just wait a couple hours, or if I'm working, or if I know like if I have to go to work, I want a cold plunge first thing in the morning. But recently, because of my wife's work schedule and my job schedule, I would usually cold plunge in the afternoon. But we ain't gonna get into all that because I don't want to go so far off topic. This ice barrel, so it's crazy. When I was in the process of buying it, they had just released the Ice Barrel 500, and it was fully insulated. This is not insulated, okay? All right. But there's ways to make it insulated whereby you can either get I've seen somebody try to wrap it, but you can really go get a $200. They have a $200 penguin chiller that is like a thing that wraps around it and it becomes insulated. All right. So most people, because there's no insulation, the water doesn't get as cold as you want. But I would definitely say this: I live in Georgia, which can become a hot climate. But last summer I had it on my back porch. And when I had it on my back porch, I had to use it over the summertime. I've never had an issue with the water not being cold enough for me. So I really like my water at like 39 degrees, but I was comfortable at 40, 55. So like if it kept like 55, 60, the water was still cold. So it was like a nice little cold. This is a 400. I could have had opportunity to get the 500, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take the cheap route, get the cheaper route and get the 400. I really could have got the 300 because it probably would have been easier to step in, squat down, plunge. But I said, you know what, I wanted the OG because I always want the OG. All right, so that's why I still have this one. Still works good. I know y'all probably wondering, dang, what you doing a video? Why don't you want to clean it off? Listen, at the end of the day, I'm gonna give it to you raw and rugged because what you gotta understand is what type of elements you're dealing with. So I live in my neighborhood, got a lot of houses. Pollen in Georgia is kind of real, so like it doesn't make sense every day you're gonna go take your hose and rinse it off. Like, no, we're not gonna do that. When I refill it, I use one of those things. Every time I refill it, I have this thing hooked up to my hose. Basically make sure the water is filtered. It's that when I shower, I noticed that like when I used to get in, I didn't always shower. I always just like, go about my day and then just go jump in and then shower and go to sleep. Nah, I actually found that the benefits of showering before I jumped in kept my water so much cleaner. I had thought about recording the video. See, this is why it's so difficult for me to be a content creator. But I was actually recording a video of me putting this together. But I had so many issues. Thank God for Dave Moss Jr. because he had a thing to where he set up, and then I was able to FaceTime him. First of all, if you're on social media following him, he's the one that's. There's a lot of different people out there that started like cold plunging tips or whatever, but he tested the best ones. But back in the day, like when I first set it up last year, I was having so many issues trying to set it up, right? And then I didn't know for sure where I was gonna place it. So I had an idea where I was gonna place it, but then I realized I had to make sure the tubing was right? But when I first set it up, I was having major leaks or whatever, right? But I just kept playing with it and kept playing with it and kept playing with it until eventually I got it to the point where there was no leaks. The only thing I have right now is that it sweats. It does sweat in the summertime. But if you got the 300 or 400, any challenges I have, right? So of course, me being a big guy, sometimes it does get aggravating. It does get aggravating getting in and out of this ice barrel, but not that bad. Like once you get in, it's a very comfortable fit. I can usually squat down. Like I know I actually cut down a lot of weight. I actually cut down a lot of weight in between of me making this video when I decided I was gonna start losing weight again. I actually have dropped like 15 pounds. So when I slide in this thing, I remember like when I jump straight in, I activate that, I forgot what it's called, but it's that dive reflex or whatever. So when I jumped in, I can literally put my body all the way to the ground, let myself get underwater, and then come up and sit down and rest. So it's not really that bad. Usually how I get in is, like most people, I would step up. Like some people try to, do that dipping, jump in. I don't do all that. Listen, I step in, I take one foot and I swing it over. I get on the edge, I take the other foot, swing it over. I put my legs in and be like, okay, I'm about to do this, and I just jump straight in. But usually when you get consistent with it, it gets so much better, so much easier. So you never really have too many issues. All right, so we're gonna talk about pricing. So I believe I paid like almost with everything. Starting off, I paid $1,300. But I got the maintenance kit and I got everything. I want to make sure I was souped up. But right now, it's going for $11.99. It's a discount on Ice Barrel's website, and I'm not sponsored by Ice Barrel. All right, I'm just giving you a review about what the cold plunge I use and what I like or whatever, right? And right now it's $1,000, like $1,099 on sale right now for Memorial Day. If you go to Best Buy, they actually have a discount going on to where Ice Barrel is $699. For somebody like me, I wish I would have known that last year, but hey, it's all good. I'm just gonna deal with it. But this is where you can definitely get it from. And I recommend when you get it, you get the maintenance tech. So I got this net that came with it. So usually if something gets into the water, I can get it out instantly. Which is right now, it's very rare. Because like I said, when I come out here, I usually come out here clean, so I barely have anything. And then it has two different filters, and then because of the DIY setup that I did, thanks to Dave Moss Jr., I barely get any dirt getting recycled into it. Okay, but it's a pretty good deal. All right, so this is what I would say about when it comes to buying your first cold plunge or building your first cold plunge. All right, first thing I would say is this, right? There are cheap options out here when it comes to cold plunging. All right. When I say that, there's so many different products, all right? But the cheapest option is if you have an apartment and you have your house, you take a cold shower. Listen to me, right? You're probably thinking, man, I don't want to take no cold shower. I can't do it. Listen to me. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the industry that cold plunge will probably tell you the same thing. It is probably a lot harder to take a 3-minute cold shower than to get in the 3 minutes. You take 3 minutes a day in a cold plunge. I'm telling you. It's a lot easier to take a cold shower, and then you can spend time. What you don't want to do. So a lot of people do DIY projects. So I would say this, right? So my first cold plunge, right, my first cold plunge was a stock tank. and I would go get, and I had, at my job, I was able to get free ice because of where I worked at. So I was able to take the ice, put it in bins, put it in my car, bring it home, dump it in, and the water was, and I had water would stay cold, but to keep it clean, to make sure the water stayed clean constantly, I had to put up a pool pump on it, right? And then the best part about it is because where I lived at in Georgia, when it gets cold, it gets cold. So whatever the temperature is outside, whatever temperature is outside was what was in the stock tank. So I didn't have to really worry about it in the winter time getting ice. But if I wanted to get cold, it actually works, right? But I decided upon myself, like, it gave me time to save up and plot which move I wanted to make, all right? Because at the end of the day, I had a cover for the stock tank and everything, right? But and it was a good, nice little fit or whatever, right? If I had to do it all over again, I'd probably buy a bigger stock tank because the one I got, I was able to fit in it, but I would like to, you know what I'm saying, be able to fully fit. So I would have got a bigger stock tank if you asked me that, right? And there's different DIYs. Like, it's different DIYs to use with a stock tank. Like, you can literally get a stock tank, get a chiller, do some screws, throw some stuff in the water, and then boom, you got everything you need, right? So then there's like little cheap, affordable options where people have like a little inflatable, and they send you out a chiller that goes with it. Like, it's so many options, all right? But one thing I will say is this: one thing that I would say this has done. So, granted, if you have a source where you can get ice from, it doesn't matter what cold plunge you get, right? But this option right here eliminates ice. I'm pretty sure most people will probably spend, if you want to get ice, take an ice bath every day, you'll probably be spending the upwards of, like, let's say, maybe $20 a day getting ice, because you're probably gonna get 4 or 5 bags to make sure the water gets cold. And then just because you get the ice doesn't mean the water's gonna get cold immediately, all right? I've taken, with this process right here, I think in total this thing's probably cost me about $1,800 because of the chiller. And I got a Vevor chiller. I didn't even get the aqua chiller. I got a Vevor chiller, which is a very good chiller. I don't see too many people do reviews on chillers, so if you want to see a review on a chiller, drop it below and I will definitely give you a review, because I don't see too many people talking about it. But this chiller right here has lasted me a very long time, and it gets the job done. It's a 1/4. So I guarantee you, if this is hooked up to an Ice Barrel 500, it'll get the job done. I promise you that, because it gets the job done in here. All right, so let's go ahead and start there. And then the weather in Georgia, like I said, most people might be in certain places, so you might have to worry about weather. But I'm telling you, like, it's everything that I asked for, and it's perfect, whatever, right? But not to get off subject, right? If you're thinking about doing your cold plunge, please sit down and think about what opportunity you want to take. Because like I said, I decided to go with Ice Barrel, and I'm not even done. Like I said, I'm not sponsored by Ice Barrel. I would love to eventually have me a plunge tub all in, which is a $10,000 investment. I would love to try Mod Tub, because Mod Tub just came out with their own cold plunge based off the Grizzly 450 or 400. I've seen a lot of people you can get a Grizzly tub, a nice Grizzly cooler, put it in with water. It's nice and insulated. You can get that and use that to cold plunge before you even hook up a DIY function. It's so many nice options, but I would tell you, whatever you do, make sure that you sit back and think about what you actually want to do, what position you like to be in, and then invest, all right? Like I said, Ice Barrel is a nice upright position, so when I get in, I touch the ground, I'm sitting in an upright position, I'm not laying flat. If I want to duck, I can duck my head in. If I want to get up, right? If you're thinking about, if you like to lay flat, I've seen a lot of people use chest freezers. My personal opinion, it's too many modifications, too much electrical issues. You have to do way more with a chest freezer, in my personal opinion. So I would personally never recommend anybody get chest freezer, right? If you ask me what my first choice is going to be right now, if you're looking at the market right now, I would definitely go with the Mod Tub. With the Mod Tub 450, or a Desert Plunge 450, that's what I would choose, right? Because I already have, and this is me, because I'm letting you know this now, because I'm actually working in the process of trying to get my next cold plunge, right? So my next cold plunge is going to be something where I can put my legs flat and sit down in it and lay back in it. That's going to be my next cold plunge, because I already have an upright cold plunge. I don't see another option of what I want to get, right? Or, I might decide I can save up my money and just go get a plunge all in one, because that's a real nice one. That's something I can put on my back porch, something that's always going to continuously keep moving, But it's always different options. So the one thing that I want you to do is before you make that decision, sit down, think about what you're looking for, think about your budget. Because even if, listen, there's our cheaper options by DIY in the products or stuff, right? But I would say this: if you're gonna DIY with a Grizzly 450, you might as well just go ahead and invest a little extra money and go get a mod tub or a desert plunge. I mean, like, I'm not really trying to put both of the brands together, but they both invest in cold plunge and they both do good. I've never tested them, but I've seen review videos on them before. Mod tub or desert plunge, if you're watching this, I would love for you to send me one and I would test it, because I promise you I take ice baths every day and I would love to have another one in rotation. But I could tell you definitely one thing I would say is it's insulated. It's insulated. It has a lot of room in there. I'm pretty sure the 450 would definitely fit me. The 400 would fit me as well. Insulated, a lot of room, and then they give you all the stuff. So the filter, the chiller, they give you everything you need hooked up together. Then you can also get ozone, right? Something like this right here. And I love my ice barrel, but if I want, they don't include ozone in their ice barrels or whatever, right? That's something you gotta think about as well. Like you said, like I literally said, my water stays as clean as it is because I jump in and hop in the shower. But if I wanted to add ozone to it, that'd be a whole different discussion or a whole different ball game right there. But that's the mod tub and the desert plunge comes with all that stuff in it. Or like I said, you can if you feel like if you big balling, shot calling, you can walk around here with a tent and you decide you want to go spend money on a plunge. By all means, go get your plunge too. Their products are great. I just know, like, when I wanted to make my first initial investment, I was like, dang, I don't think I can stomach myself spending $6,000 on that when I have so much other things in my life that I would like to buy. Like right now, you can see my gym in the background, which is gonna be my next tour. Drop a comment if you want to see my gym tour or whatever. But I felt like spending $6,000 on that compared to what I spent on my home gym was not the investment I wanted to make at the time. Ice Barrier is pretty good. And I know what you guys just think. You're probably wondering, like, dang, this is only for athletes. Listen, it's not for athletes. Anybody can do it. Like, listen, I promise you, I've seen plenty of people that just like to get cold. You don't have to be an athlete or whatever, right? You can be a hard-working person that's on their feet from 12 midnight to 12 a.m. the next day. You can be in the army, you can be anybody. I'm pretty sure this will probably be beneficial for you, okay? If you like this video informative and you like the review of the ice barrel after 1 year, make sure you drop a comment if you have any questions. And if you want to get more into cold plunging, I would definitely provide you the resources to go research what you're looking for or whatever, right? And that way you can figure out what product you want to go to. If you have any personal questions strictly about the Ice Barrel 400, by all means, you can contact me. Or if you want to go back and contact the company, you can. Because like I said, I don't work directly with Ice Barrel. This is just something that I personally bought with my own money, and I figured I should just go ahead and tell y'all and give y'all years of view on it. All right. Thanks again for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.